We know what we're doing.
What prescription are your glasses?
There's no prescription. They're fake.
Look at the flick of their wrist. 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 Look at the flick of their wrist.
We're podcasting today. Michael brought his luggage. Good thing. Ariel's here. She's filming a vlog for us, you guys.
So adding in greens, adding in berries, fruit that you love.
What if it's bacon and eggs from Postmates? Hint, hint, Michael.
I knew when we sat down I was going to
No,
start
I
getting
actually
called
want
out.
to know what she suggests for you.
Yeah. I was on this beautiful trip. I was looking around. There were all these beautiful people, and I was so empty inside.
Can you tell?
Well, no, it's just like you guys are
Go.
and you have so much to do. When you wake up, the second your feet hit the floor, just think of one thing in your life that you're truly grateful for. Truly, like something that you're so lucky to have in your life. It could be anything. It could be something about yourself, your health.
Like Michael's
your
would be me, right? Every morning his feet hit the floor. Easy.
Every morning.
The light's not the best here, is it?
No, it's good.
It is?
Yeah.
No, like in New York in general.
Killing.
Catch and play. Catch and play. Oh. I woke up feeling like I was on the moon.
I might make you like a breast milk like martini or something.
Sounds terrible.
I'll send us nudies too.
I'm not touching the placenta.
You will.
There's no value in it for the men at all.
I'm never rooting for Michael.
So, F Factor is a program that our clients use to look and feel their best. The byproduct of following F Factor could be improved energy, it could be improved health, anything from lowering cholesterol to managing sugars. And of course, I think one of the things we're most recognized for is the weight loss. When I first stumbled upon fiber as a solution for weight management, it wasn't the sexiest nutrient out there. People thought of Metamucil or prunes. So the book, the F Factor diet, the reason it was F Factor rather than the fiber factor was that fiber was like this dirty word that no one wanted to hear.
Okay.
Without anything with fiber, that's just eggs and bacon, there's no fiber in either of those. Those are just high protein and sort of high fat items. Your body would absorb all 300 calories, and probably an hour or two later, you're probably going to start to get hungry again. If you could pair that same breakfast with, let's say, 4 GG crackers, the crackers are indigestible. I know the label says it has some calories, but do you remember we were talking about your body burns calories through involuntary and voluntary activities? The act of digestion burns calories. By the time your body tries to break those crackers down, you actually expended more calories than they contain. So I always explain to clients, let F Factor be your cardio, because when you eat fiber at every meal, you're creating a caloric deficit the same way that you rely on a treadmill to do the same.
What if I don't have the crackers?
Well, but why wouldn't you? So let me finish this. So if you were to have the crackers, I want to talk about some of the other benefits of fiber, which I will get to after we go through the meals. So I do want your listeners to know how to have fiber at every meal. Fiber, remember we said it absorbs cholesterol?
Yep.
That's how it lowers cholesterol naturally. Do you know that fiber also absorbs fat and calories in the foods that you're combining it with? Therefore, if you were to eat that eggs and bacon by itself, you would absorb all 300 calories. If you were to eat those eggs and bacon with 4 GG crackers, the fiber in those crackers might absorb 100 calories from the fat and calories in the eggs and bacon. Your total caloric absorption decreases when you add in fiber. And this was substantiated with the published journal study that found that when women doubled their fiber intake from 12 to 24 grams of fiber per day, they naturally absorbed 90 calories less per day. Now you may say, well, 90 calories isn't a lot. But if you repeat that every day for a year, that's 9.6 pounds of weight loss in a year. So the more fiber you eat, the more weight you lose without decreasing your caloric intake. So eggs and bacon, no crackers, eggs and bacon with crackers, eggs and bacon with crackers. First of all, I'm getting crackers. I'm going to be so much more full because the crackers have 16 grams of fiber. So fiber keeps you feeling fuller longer. So from the same 300 calories, you could be full until 1 o'clock in the afternoon instead of 11. And fiber is going to absorb some of the fat and calories in the eggs and bacon rather than that fat and calories entering to your bloodstream where it could lead to atherosclerosis or be converted into fat that sticks to your thighs or your belly. The fiber will bind with it and usher it out of your body into the toilet bowl. So now you have fiber
I can attest to that
that's
too.
filling you up, okay? You're feeling 5 times as full as if you had the eggs and bacon without the crackers. You are revving up your metabolism.
What's her commute? What podcast does she listen to? What does she like to read? I really niched down on my customer.
How did you know that?
I don't know. People ask. I just knew that it was. I was missing something, and I needed more purpose in my life. And like wasn't the cutest thing in the world. If I hired
a Squarespace, or did you hire?
I hired someone off Craigslist.
Wow.
And I paid $50 a month. I've done meetups, which are extremely successful in the sense that it's amazing to meet with the people that are reading my blog and hear about what they're doing. I love to see, I met a girl today that works for Tory Burch. That's like, it's so cool to watch what other people are doing. I can only put so many photos of myself and talk about myself for so long. I mean, my grandma used to say, get outside yourself. So I think meetups and getting out there and actually interfacing with the audience is really important. I am a self-proclaimed horrible networker. It's just not my thing, but I love networking. I don't even call it that though, with my audience. So any chance that I can hang out or meet the people that have supported me and support them in some way, it's really important.
Brunch obsession.
Rosé.
She likes rosé at brunch.
I like rosé at brunch.
Excited that Vice's content is very experiential. We almost are experiential, but we also go to events all the time. But our content really is. Like when you watch a piece of Vice content, it feels like you made it yourself.
Mistakes, I know
How can a user that's an influencer
Sure.
get their Instagram seen more? Do you recommend hashtags, location? Like what are some of your tips that you guys use at Pure Wow to get your content seen?
1,000%. So it's hashtags, location, knowing that the algo scrapes, I think it's like 3 times a day
I
now.
love the word algo. I'm going to steal that from you.
um,
Like I want to name my first child algo.
right? Oh my gosh, we should do a story on like Instagram names. Imagine Kate Middleton's like, the next world baby is algo.
Algo-bastic.
It's also doubling down in skyscrapering, which is the best marketing word ever. Skyscrapering what you know does well. So for us, that's a good example. Kate
don't know what that
Middleton,
means.
kind of all fancy ourselves a little Kate Middleton once in a while. So if we know Kate Middleton's doing well for us, which we'll see from our data, then we will skyscraper it, or build more stories upon it.
Everyone needs that simulation. It's like,
Right?
Right, so it's kind of fallen by the wayside because everyone's very much more excited about like videos and voice and pictures, and it's like it's hard to just keep up with, I don't know how many words they can, like 18 words or whatever the hell it is.
3.
Yeah.
In January, we joined Gary Vaynerchuk over here at VaynerX, and I think that he's so great about charting audience and charting attention, and I think that right now Snapchat and attention is super interesting. Like there's a lot of obviously spotlights on Insta as they iterate and take things that are very Snapchat looking, but I think it's his whole thing a lot of times is when everyone looks left, that's when you buy right.
Yeah,
I can't believe you are like one of his favorite people.
I love him.
He, I think you were actually one of my first, he was like, you have to meet. So I had known Gary for a while. Ryan had known him longer. And it's funny, I always say to people, like, if you're a follower, if you're one of the 2 million people that follow him on Insta, you might think that he's like crazy, which he is. Like he does not sleep. Like he is just the most energetic person.
Throwing him on the bed.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no, that
God.
was perfect. It was so funny. Like I have that video.
That was one of the most
around
intense
it.
mornings ever. Oh my god, this is the most intense mornings I've ever had.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You didn't perform very well on your wedding night, so there's that.
Just give me a break, okay? attack us, I could hit him with the suitcase.
Do I look pretty?
You look gorgeous.
No, I don't.
You look dewy.
I do?
Yeah, you're
So I look
dewy.
sweaty.
That's pretty chill.
Just like,
I like.
Michael, your position right now is like not okay.
well, I'm not really like sure how to like move. What do I do with my hands?
We just want to have people come in and kind of like tell us what their expertise is. And when I sent out in our forum, like, hey, what do you guys think is like best? Lauren was like, Lauryn Evarts was like, Lauryn Evarts is like so productive.
To kind of guide him, I think I'm a little bit of your guider in the wellness. He's my guider in other things, but in wellness, like,
My spiritual guide.
no, he forgets to eat fiber. He forgets to eat. He's actually not attached to food, which is super interesting. He doesn't eat enough greens. We're working.
I just had a huge salad.
He just started taking care of his skin. Thank God. Your skincare is on point now. You know, the community to me, it's the most important thing. Like, hands down, like in the morning I spend an hour on Snapchat returning messages. At night I spend an hour returning DMs, all emails. I'm constantly engaged with my community. I think sometimes influencers forget the reason they have the platform to do what they do is because of the community. That is beautiful. I mean, really, you guys? You guys are so cute. I feel like we need alcohol. We need alcohol. I don't know, it's right here right now. I just want to slow down. I feel like powder. Like, you're gonna give me like powder. What is better than Ariel with the Diva Light? We're doing a vlog for you guys.
How much?
Can you just like put this Diva Light on me everywhere I go? Thank you.
Fill it.
We are about to shoot with Blink Beauty and Pure Wow. Very excited. The light is great. What more can I ask for? It's wobbly because he's making us run through New York City. I just want to like say for the record that this is how psycho he is. Everyone can see it.
I'm just getting
It's
us there.
not an
Time,
act. He was just sweating because Ariel had to buy a subway ticket for 1 second.
No, I wanted to get the F train.
Oh, I like the breeze. Wait, it's making your wings. Yes, yes. Oh, so fabulous.
This is a Queens-bound F local train. The next stop is 42nd Street, Bryant Park.
Like it's crazy. It's so cutthroat. Like I just can't relate to anybody that is a true New Yorker. I'm like, how have you grown up in like this environment? It's so intense. Like it's so different, and it's just like people come here for a reason as well.
Yeah.
So like you're battling with that. Like people have an agenda. They know what they want. Whereas I find like in LA, there's like people are laid back. They want the lifestyle out there. Everybody
You're so
doesn't
right.
want- Yeah.
She's right.
I just look at the way people walk here. That's how I judge everything, right? If I disappear, you guys know where to look.
Yeah. I don't care. I'll go to jail.
I'll do a blog post on it. The Skinny Confidential goes.
This is my skincare routine.
I need to film that.
Hashtag TSC in jail.
The skinny on the murder.
You could do
Do
like
a meetup in jail.
yeah, and you can do like organic jail
Will you guys send me beauty products in jail?
A little oily, like he's glowing.
He's glowing?
Yeah.
Oh, do you guys think he's glowing? I'm in the same outfit that I wore
Well, when
last
I'm
night.
standing next to you, I'm glowing.
He's so rude. Rude. This is a treat for me to you. I need your credit card. Good?
That's a bad high five.
Try again.
Hey, give me a pinky high five.
We're talking a lot about money, and we're talking about young people and kind of like figuring out their career path. When someone comes to you and they're so scared about taking the leap because of financial reasons and wondering like, can I make ends meet? How do you kind of walk them through that process? What do you tell them? Because I'm interested in myself. Like, when a young person comes, like, how do you say, listen, it's going to be okay, and how do you kind of get them to the place where they can actually take that leap?
You need to side hustle, and you need to do it and prove that you can bring the money in first. So when I was working at MTV, I was working for like 6 or 7 years doing a side hustle. I was doing my blog, and then I was doing life coaching, and I was working on the weekends and at night. So I was proving to myself that I could bring the money in. I never recommend like just kind of taking the leap and saying, well, I'll just see what happens. Like, I don't ever recommend doing that, because then you come from a place of desperation. I don't believe you can ever be creative from a desperate place, or you can ever, right? Like once, like when you need money and you're like, oh my God, I gotta make $1. Like it's just never, nothing good's gonna come from that.
I want to know more about mindset, because you're a life coach. Talk to us about mindset. Walk us through like all of it.
So what you focus on expands. That's like my biggest thing that I always remind myself of, what I remind everybody of. Whatever you are thinking about, what you obsess over is going to multiply. So if you are sitting here thinking, oh my God, this bottle of water is empty. I don't have water. I'm so thirsty. Oh my God, I need more water. You're going to feel thirstier, and you're going to feel upset, and you're going to be focusing on this water bottle. But if you're like, oh my God, like a bottle of water's coming and a bottle of champagne is coming and food's coming, like you feel abundant and you feel good, and you're focusing on the fact that there's more coming to you. So it's like so simple. It's just like picking whatever it is that you want to like focus on and allowing it to expand.
No, the formula is provide value first, give first, and then maybe you can receive, but you're not owed anything.
I agree.
That's what I believe.
My business card is my book, and I give it out for free. Like when I did my book tour for Girl Code in 2015, I would leave my book on airplanes, and like, you know, the little pouch in front of your seat, I would stack my purse with books, and I would just put it in the pouch. And a girl actually found it who was a flight attendant, who's now one of like my biggest readers. Like, she was on an American Airlines flight, and she's like, oh my God, I found your book. We were cleaning up the plane, and I read it, and I thought it was amazing. And I would write little messages in the front of it. Like, I hope whoever finds this book, like whoever's meant to find this book will find it, and I hope that you take what you need from it and like pass it on to another woman. And
then my grandma used to go in Barnes and Noble, walk around, pretend she was like this cute little old lady, and take all my books and put them in the new release. So when people walked in, I mean, I even think like
Nicole does that.
Yeah,
Just
like why
move
not?
over John Grisham and like put this in confidential right there.
She's like, get out of here, Tony Robbins.
My book came out in
little crepiness, right? That's a second level. Then you start to get little fine lines, and those turn into wrinkles. That's the predictable aging pattern around the eyes.
Podcasting today. Lots of women, lots of estrogen. Talking about much estrogen. Here's what an everyday girl is doing. Like, you take what you like and apply it to your own life, and you leave what you don't like. I think the goal of my brand is just to be to the tune of your own drum and unapologetically be yourself. It's just really a very non-judgmental community. So that's kind of what it is.
Awesome.
Is that
we clap comically here.
They work with, they really need to understand that.
Well, like to add to that, I know it's like I'm
He's
interjecting,
always has to
but it's like a hot button subject, because I think people come in and say, how do I monetize? How do I monetize? And they forget that the only reason that you're able to monetize doing something like this is because you have an audience that cares about what you're doing. So if your focus is solely on monetization, you're going to lose that audience that cares, which means you can't monetize anyway. So it's like the formula is provide value, get an interested audience, And then the brands will come knocking at the door and you can kind of pick and choose. But if you focus solely on brands and monetization, then you're going to have a very difficult time in the long run.
And I can tell you 99% of people want to know about the monetization. If 99% of people are doing something, no thank you. If everyone's going right, I go left. And I've done that my whole life. I would really tell them, stop, like, and if this, people don't want to hear this. This is like the advice they don't want to hear, but like, just really focus on value, quality, and content.